This episode was brought to you by the Secret Society of Adored Women.
Have you been tirelessly going on crap-tastic dates, having crap-tastic results with men, even spending a crap-tastic amount of time weeding through meh guys and fretting over the one who won't call you back or commit?
Join us for our Hush Hush group of like-minded, successful, badass single women from around the world, turning the dating scene on its head and creating scandalously magical romantic experiences that you will cherish forevermore.
But beware, your love life and life will never be the same again.
Meet us over at thesecretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com.
You are listening to Single Smart Female
This is Jen,
and Jen,
letting it all hang out for your love life.
examining your dating experiences and answering your hot topic dating questions.
Just you and us, Jen squared. No topic is off limits and no filters involved.
We are here to help you do dating on your terms.
If you have a question you would like us to answer or would like to immediately upgrade your love life with our collection of classes and exclusive merchandise, meet us over now at singlesmartfemale.com. Hello, and welcome, Single Smart Female. It is Jen, your romantic fairy godmama, coming to you today with a listener question. So, as you know, what we like to do here is take your listener questions and dive into them and help you create the things that you want in your love life. And I have a listener question today from Miss I Need Help, Please. Okay. So, Miss I Need Help, Please says, Dear Jen, I have been dating a guy long distance out of state that I met through Match.com. We've been seeing each other for 4 months and he has visited 3 times. He is supposed to move in 5 months and he is everything that I want. I started getting that crazy feeling of obsession over him. He said he only wants to be with me, but I also know how hurt he is from his ex-wife. He is the type of man I want to marry, but I'm scared that he won't get there again with anyone or maybe in a few years, but I'm scared to be exclusive with him, and if he doesn't get there, then I wasted all that time. I'm in my late 30s, divorced as well, but would love to marry this man. If I start dating other men in the meantime, until he actually moves to help me not feel so emotionally dependent on him, does this make me a whore or cautious for protecting myself? Please help. Okay, so let's get started and dive into this. Now, first I have to say this is a really great question. I like this one. So I'm going to get the big piece out of the way, not the big piece, but a very important piece out of the way, that if you start dating other men, does that make you a whore? No, it does not make you a whore. A woman is never a whore because she chooses to explore her romantic options. Now, will there be people that may call you a whore? Yes, and some of them may be women. Does that mean you're a whore? No. Now, I really need women to let this sink in. A lot of times we don't do things that are amazing for us because we're afraid of other people's judgment. And other people's judgment is going to keep you small. Okay? Other people's judgment in your family, other people's judgment in your friend groups, other people's judgment, around the world. Doesn't matter. There are going to be people that judge you. And that's something, as adored women, we have to accept because even as a single, ambitious, successful woman, you are going to encounter this. There are going to be people who tell you can't, or that you shouldn't, or that this means that, or this, or, and they're going to give you their narrative of their perception of their life. And that doesn't mean it works for you. Okay, so that's really something you have to take into account before we dive into any other piece of this. This is about what you want, what you need, and how to approach those 2 questions. By the way, you don't have to tell people you're mantourage dating. I don't think anyone should ever be ashamed of it, but it's also not really their business. So it's not something that you have to go around. You don't have to wear a sign on you that says, hey, I am mantourage dating. You can just keep it to yourself and have fun with it. I love top secret romantic conversations. They're awesome. Okay, so let's dive into this deeper because this has some important components in it. Now, first off, you started talking about that crazy feeling of obsession. That is called hyperfocus, and eventually that'll fuck some shit up for you. So it is definitely good that you're considering the different angles of your approach to this. There are actually quite a few pieces going on here. And let's see, you've said you've been together for 4 months. He's visited 3 times. Now, okay, before you even go to your pieces, I want to make an announcement to all the single smart females in there. When I have women work with me, a lot of times, especially if they're considering moving somewhere, or there's somewhere they like to travel frequently, things like that, I always tell them, encourage them to date in that area as well, because men are more than willing to come see you. And this is a perfect example. He has visited 3 times, and they've been seeing each other for 4 months. So it's not the burden of responsibility doesn't fall on you to have to go travel to him. He, as an adored woman, when you mantourage date the right way, he will get very excited about you and want to come visit you. So just know that, all right? Before we step into this further. Crazy feeling, again, hyperfocus. As we know, hyperfocus is not good for relationships. It makes you crazy. Now, I see that you have decided not to be exclusive with him. You said, I'm scared to be exclusive with him. And I'm taking that for what you said here, which means you haven't agreed to exclusivity. So if you haven't agreed to exclusivity yet, I would not be exclusive until this is just what I would do. You get to make, remember, you're a big girl, you get to make your own decision in this, but I would remain not exclusive until he gets there. And again, you don't have to go share it with the entire world. You haven't agreed to exclusivity with them. You have total right here to explore your options till he gets there and not go into this extreme hyperfocus and drive yourself fucking crazy. Now, with that said, I am going to tell you something that a lot of women do. And you're doing it to a certain degree, and it's contributing to the crazy feeling. You said, he says he only wants to be with me, but I also know how hurt he is from his ex-wife. Ladies, not just you, Miss, I need help, please. Not just you, but ladies, quit emotionally coddling men. Okay, let me repeat that. Quit emotionally coddling men. You are not making their lives better in any shape or form. And it doesn't mean you have to do anything, but basing all of your decisions on what you think he is going to do, it's called emotionally coddling, especially when it's in reference to his feelings. And the other piece of it's called forecasting, which we will talk about on an episode, is you're making a decision on what's definitely going to happen, and you are not a soothsayer. You're not a fortune teller. You are learning, especially through the act of mantourage dating, to stay more in the moment. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have ideas about what could happen and all the possibilities and the fun and allow yourself to get excited and have a great time with him, but you are not a fortune teller. And I want you to learn to stay in this moment and quit emotionally coddling him at the same time. If, it is meant to be and he's really truly excited about you and things are unfolding and you two are having a great time together, it's going to happen. All right? It happens all the time. Men remarry all the time. In fact, 50% of marriages end in divorce, and lots of people have second, third, and fourth. And in order for lots of people to have second, third, and fourth, that means that a lot of men that are committing again. Men do recommit. Quit basing who you are, how you react to everything based on what his emotional welfare is. Okay? Now, of course, I'm not talking about being extreme and being a complete bitch. So if anybody takes that the wrong way, that's not what I'm talking about whatsoever. I'm just saying we need to stop emotionally coddling men because we think that we are emotionally superior in some way, and the truth is that we're not. Men are very capable of feelings and articulation of those feelings and all that good stuff. And by the way, that wasn't just for you, Miss. I need your help, please. That was for all of my ladies out there. Why? Because this is hurting your relationship, and you're basing your decisions off of fear instead of off of true desire. Okay? So let's sum it all up. Let's put it all together. Okay. Remember, ladies, it is good to, if you have somewhere you frequent or you like to go to, definitely date outside of your town and have some fun with that. And he's more than welcome to travel to you. And long distance can be fun as long as you have another mantourage. If you're obviously hyper-focusing, probably not a great time for a relationship especially if there's distance involved. And definitely would recommend mantourage dating. Now, not mantourage dating half-assed. You're not just putting guys in there just to kind of trying to make me happy with the whole, yeah, Jen, I'm dating 3 guys. No, I want you to put real contenders in your mantourage, different men that you would actually consider long-term potential with. If only one of them you considered long-term potential, your mantourage doesn't have the right composition, okay? And then when you decide to be exclusive with him, go for it. Absolutely 100% go for it. Don't go for it and with this fear of, oh, what if he never asks me to marry him? All right? Go into a relationship having a great time, not focusing on all the what ifs of all the shit that can happen. Focus on all the great things that can happen, and you're going to have a completely different outcome. Meanwhile, improve the talent in your mantourage. And then if you do decide to be in a relationship, have an incredible time with it. Enjoy it, even if you're not sure if it'll ever work out. Anytime we as women decide to do something, especially romantically, do it wholeheartedly. Okay, now granted, you're only making that decision if he's wholeheartedly in it as well. Meaning he's actively, asking you and saying, yes, I want to do this with you. And don't keep asking him, well, what about your ex? I know how bad she hurt you. All that kind of shit that you just, all of a sudden you start making him think, well, yeah, you're going to influence him quite a bit if you keep telling him and keep questioning him about that stuff. So don't emotionally coddle him. Don't base your decisions on where exactly he's at emotionally. You base things on where you are at and your real true desires, and then don't go feeding him a whole bunch of bullshit about why he shouldn't want to have this relationship with you because he might be hung up on his ex. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not going to get you what you want. You decide to go in a relationship with him, go in 100%, regardless of whether or not it works out long term. We as women always think if a relationship doesn't work out, then that means it's a failure. No, a relationship is not a failure just because it didn't last for the rest of your life. It is okay that sometimes relationships go their separate ways and a new relationship forms. It doesn't make it a failure. And in fact, it can give you critical, key, wonderful pieces to the next man who maybe is the forever man. And you wouldn't get there if you hadn't had this experience with this specific man. And now for the final thought on today's show. Mantourage dating never makes you a whore. It makes you an adored woman with genuine romantic options and adventures to choose from. This episode was brought to you by the Secret Society of Adored Women.
Have you been tirelessly going on crap-tastic dates, having crap-tastic results with men, even spending a crap-tastic amount of time weeding through meh guys and fretting over the one who won't call you back or commit?
Join us for our Hush Hush group of like-minded, successful, badass single women from around the world, turning the dating scene on its head and creating scandalously magical romantic experiences that you will cherish forevermore.
But beware, your love life and life will never be the same again.
Meet us over at thesecretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com. Hey, Lover Girl, this is Jen again. Don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share Single Smart Female with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you would like to play around and learn more about mantourage dating, come see me at singlesmartfemale.com. Talk to you next time.